and watching. See, there's another person on a bike almost hit. I mean, this thing is getting wild. All right, joining us now on the phone line is Dennis Zine, former LAPD, being a part of many pursuits, former part of the LA City Council. Well, with all these pedestrians, barely missing them. Dennis, I know this is an area you're very familiar with right now. Your thoughts while watching this?
Well, this is obviously one of the more dangerous that we see here in Los Angeles, and very dangerous driving through a populated area, pedestrians, cars, etc. And what we find sometimes in these areas is they'll go to a parking structure, and they'll go to a parking structure, abandon the vehicle, and take off on foot. I don't know if that's a particular case here, but we know that the air units have a problem negotiating with the tall buildings. But as it stands now, the way this person is driving, careless manner. I know there's no police vehicles directly behind, but obviously they're overhead, and they'll be in the area in the vicinity, and hopefully take this to an end without anyone getting hurt or a traffic collision, because the driving pattern on the wrong side of the road, up and down, I wouldn't be surprised if they went through sidewalks, pedestrians.
Back it up again.
Just the way this driver is so erratic, crossing those yellow lines.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Dennis, what does it tell you about a driver who seems so desperate to get away or
live police chase,
this pursuit, even from the sky?
Well, that's the desperation, and I wouldn't be surprised if this person's been arrested in the past, done some time, and doesn't want to go back to jail. Normally, an individual would surrender, but this particular driving creates such a hazard for everyone, including the police, the authorities. But the fact of the matter is, until this comes to an end, everybody's in jeopardy in that particular area of downtown Los Angeles.
And it is interesting, Dennis, I don't know if you saw earlier where it looked like the driver was going to go into a parking garage and then reversed and came out of it. And it seemed like they had a place there to potentially ditch the vehicle, but chose not to take it.
There we go.
Whoa. Okay, this is where we really get dangerous here. So we're on the wrong side of the road, driving at 45 miles an hour. You just hope another car does not come that way, able to get out of that particular section. You see some of the leftovers of a homeless encampment nearby that they just drove past. And now flying down the road into the Echo Park neighborhood, Bellevue Avenue, driving down right now, Boylston Street, near there, as we just are, really driving recklessly with this individual.
Dennis, do you get a sense this driver knows the area in any way, shape, or form, has been on the freeway into the downtown area for quite a while, over to Chinatown, now Echo Park? Do you get a sense this driver knows what he's doing, where he's going, if it's a he?
I don't get that sense. I believe that the individual is wandering, trying to find an escape route, and the chances are they're not going to find an escape route, but nearly head-on collisions and the reckless, dangerous, incredible driving, as we see, wrong side of the road, etc. This, to me, is a repeat offender and not a novice at this particular situation, and I wouldn't be surprised if they've been in jail in the past, and they don't want to go back, so they'll do whatever they can to evade that. But the bottom line is everybody's in jeopardy in that downtown area, which is very congested at this time, a little after 6 o'clock in the evening. It's a very congested area with pedestrians, people on bicycles, cars, etc. So they're wandering. They don't know where they're going. They're just wandering and find a place to escape.
And Dennis, the danger in the fact that there aren't lights and sirens behind this person right now is that there's really no warning for the pedestrians and the drivers in the neighborhood that this could be coming.
Well, that's the problem that law enforcement's facing, and the liability is because when you're behind them,
Here we go. Wow, so these people are stopping.
It's amazing that nobody's been hit yet, Dennis. As you watch this behavior here, I'm just baffled that every car's been able to get by and get away from this vehicle.
Yeah, Dennis, your point about liability.
Very fortunate. The liability, the city gets sued when these incidents occur, these tragedies occur, and then they back off. They go into tracking mode. They got the helicopter, but they don't want to jeopardize the public safety. But when you don't have the units behind red light and siren code 3, the public doesn't know, and they don't see the helicopter above. So it's a real hazard. So the advantage of the officers with the helicopter is to track, but the immediate motorists have no idea what's going on. They see a crazy driver.
Okay, so he just hit the car. Let's say if the driver tries to bail and run off,
Oh man, that
let's-
car looks badly damaged in the front.
Let's
It's
hope
hard
that
to
person,
imagine. Let's hope that person's okay. It looks like it
the
wasn't much.
passenger or that the driver?
Was that the passenger?
Or the driver got out on the passenger side, perhaps.
He may not have been able to get out of the driver's side based
Yeah.
off of the door, maybe. Wow.
Now,
So now you need those units right behind
Yeah,
you so they can make that
And
apprehension.
now he is trying to just act casually and blend in. I mean, obviously we've got eyes on him, but
doesn't look like that person has a lot of energy either. The question now, can they ditch in?
there's some black and whites.
All right,
Okay, so
yeah.
they're on him pretty quickly. So they were clearly not far behind.
Oh wow, surrenders just like that after that crazy, dangerous pursuit.
So we're curious. Was anybody else in that car? And we're also curious, was the other driver injured?
There we go.
You could see that the airbags went off in the other vehicle.
Yeah.
Now we covered a pursuit
Like and
not so long
subscribe.
ago that ended in Long Beach, where there was a driver who was injured,
This is
elderly man.
just
Yeah, go
walk
ahead,
away.
Dennis.
Just walk, run away. Just run away on the passenger side and run down the street. So they'll be apprehended. The ground
Looks
units
like
have
they're
to be
checking
approaching.
on the driver of the other vehicle or a passenger. It looks like a woman being escorted across the street. She seems to be walking fine with a gentleman in a white shirt there. Looks like they may know each other or perhaps an innocent person helping her. Obviously, a very jarring experience to be hit by a car, to have your car hit
Out of
in the middle of
nowhere.
an intersection. Yeah.
Well, this person assumed the position without being ordered to, so obviously they've encountered the law enforcement before. So the CHP now takes custody of the individual, and they'll do the reports. He'll go to jail, and another pursuit comes to an end. KMA 367, as they say in police work.
Well, thank goodness this person is walking who was in that vehicle. Law enforcement, they're trying to clear the roadway so other vehicles can get through during this rush hour. It was good to see, Alex, that police were right there as that suspect was trying to walk away and escape. So, as we talked about, law enforcement not being right on the tail of the vehicle because of the danger, they were there quickly enough in this near downtown area
Right.
to make this arrest.
Yeah, interesting to see them put this car into neutral and try to get it out of the way during rush hour traffic to try to clear the scene and
Looks like innocent or
just
bystanders helping out with law enforcement there. And we don't often see this. I'm thinking when we see an accident happen, often they wait for a full investigation and law enforcement
Right.
gets in place.
they intentionally don't
yeah,
do this sort of thing.
yeah.
So you wonder, is there some reason that they wanted to get it out of the way like that?
Dennis Zine, what do you think?